I also I also see something coming around the bend that I think is going to be something we'll have to figure out how do we support. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Council of Independent Colleges. They're a cohort of small liberal arts colleges of 250, 300. And they just announced last week an initiative that they are calling radical collaboration.
Okay.
So we have been involved with institutions who have come together with other institutions more on a one-on-one basis. We're familiar with some deeper, more radical collaboration of multiple private colleges rolling up. We, what that means and what's going to happen and how we can support that. If you just think about the simple integration of two institutions that have their own compensation philosophy, their own pay scale, their own. Now, one, are you going to maintain two? Are you going to maintain two different, or are you going to somehow come to an answer that works for both? And what is the relationship between the boards and the presidents look like as opposed to the board and the president? So, the other thing is we've been fortunate to have as part of our business model what we're calling rewired, not retired executives. So I don't think of myself as a retired executive. I think of myself as a rewired executive. We're going to have to figure out how do we keep that pipeline fresh at some point. Hopefully not in the near future, but I may not be available to do executive compensation consulting. If we make it too Frank centric, then the line goes away with me. So in the future, trying to figure out whom else might be interested in joining us? How do we complement the team that we have? How do we supplement them? It's a challenge going forward to think about sustaining the team. So it's going to be an interesting opportunity, and eventually, if you think about David's much too young to have this in his mind, but what does his succession eventually look like? What happens if there's not another David? Because I don't think it's the faculty member that succeeds him, because the faculty member, it wasn't the faculty member, the faculty identity that made David a good choice. It was the entrepreneurial spirit of a former faculty member that made, these are people challenges are going to be the greatest challenge of the Institute in perpetuity.